we believe in winning on and off the track.
We believe in hands-on learning to prepare you for tomorrow's workforce.
We believe in making an impact in our local communities across Utah.
And in creating positive change throughout the world.
We believe in empowering futures, and today we celebrate yours.
Congratulations.
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 Congratulations, class of 2026.
Please be seated. Utah State Aggies, colleagues, family, and friends, welcome to the Utah State University's 139th commencement ceremony. I'm Brad Mortensen, and I am so honored to be with you this evening. Today is my favorite day of the year, and it's all about you, our graduates. We've had the opportunity to celebrate with students across our statewide campuses over the past 2 weeks, and we look forward to continuing to honor and celebrate your achievements this evening and in the days ahead. Now, as we mark 250 years of American independence, please welcome a joint color guard from USU's Air Force ROTC Detachment 860 and Army ROTC Wildcat Battalion for the presentation of the colors. Our national anthem will then be performed by Lily Takamoto, who is graduating with a degree in vocal performance. Please rise until the color guard exits.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
Please be seated. Thank you, Lily, and thank you to our color guard. We will now hear from the USU Scotsman Pipe and Drum Corps, Wind Orchestra, Chamber Singers, and University Chorale, who will perform Highland Cathedral, directed by Dr. Corey Evans and Dr. Thomas P. Rohr. We are pleased to be, and they will perform now. Thank you. Thank you. We are pleased to be joined by many local, state, and federal officials and appreciate their support of the university. We also welcome Vice Chair John Cox and board members Javier Chavez Jr. and Garrett Largent from the Utah Board of Higher Education, Associate Commissioner Taylor Adams, representing the Utah System of Higher Education, and the following from the USU Board of Trustees: Chair Tessa White, Vice Chair Gina Gagan, USU Alumni Association President Ryan Dent, Brett Hughey, David Huntsman, Luke Johnson, Casey Maloof, J.C. Skinner, Clark Whitworth, and new USU Student Association President Max Alder. I am also pleased to acknowledge the presence of fellow members of the USU administration who are behind me. It's a privilege to recognize the faculty of Utah State University. You are at the heart of what we do, and the work that you do every day makes this moment possible for our graduates. Many of us are here because of a teacher who supported us and changed our life, and that impact lasts a lifetime. I'd like to invite all members of our USU faculty to please stand so we can recognize you and express our gratitude. I also want to acknowledge the great staff of Utah State University. Your work makes everything we do possible, and you support our students in ways that matter every single day. You are the people who create a place where students can live, learn, and thrive, and who help them stay on track to reach this moment. Members of our USU staff throughout the crowd, please stand so we can show our appreciation and thanks for you as well. Class of 2026, you are here today because of the people who stood beside you along the way. Parents, spouses, children, family members, and friends have supported you, encouraged you, and helped make this moment possible. Graduates, I invite you to take a moment to recognize them who are here and the role that they've played in your journey. Among our student body, we are proud to have many veterans, members of the National Guard and Reserve, and those heading for active duty who bravely serve our nation. We're thrilled to celebrate 16 new Air Force officers and 4 new Army officers graduating today. Will all of those among our graduates and guests who serve or have served in the armed forces please stand so we can recognize and thank you. Our graduates come from across the state and the nation, from our Logan campus, our statewide campuses, and our online programs. Many of you are the first in your families to earn a college degree. Many of you worked jobs, supported families, and balanced a lot along the way. You've worked countless hours, made many sacrifices, and persisted to this moment. That matters, and we are so very proud of what you've accomplished. Before we move on, I'd like to take just a moment to recognize the experiences that brought you here. And graduates, this involves your participation. So let's take out your cell phones, if you don't already have them out. I mean, who are we kidding? And as I ask you each question, I want you to turn on your flashlight if this applies to you. Okay, let's dim the lights in the spectrum. All right. Ready? Are you the first in your family to graduate from college? Congratulations. Perfect. You guys got this. Okay. Turn off those lights. Next question. Have you ever lived in on-campus housing? Oh, yeah. Very nice. Okay. Next question. Did you ever attend the Howl, Pobev, or the end of year bash? Very cool. All right. Did you work while attending classes? I thought that might be the case on that one. Okay. Did you participate in undergraduate research or an internship? Nice. Very nice. Did you ever attend an athletic event as part of the herd? Let's hear it, herd. Okay. Somewhere along the way, did a faculty or staff member make a meaningful difference in your life? Yeah. I love it. Okay, audience. Get your phones out. You're part of this one too. If you're an Aggie, turn on your flashlight. Okay, folks, look around. This is what our Aggie family looks like. and we'll be here to support you, whether you're going on for another degree or going forward to make a positive difference in our community. Thanks for playing along. Now let's bring the lights back up. That was awesome. Okay, these are just a few of the moments that have shaped our Aggie family, and they're the moments that connect you to every Aggie who has come before you and those who will follow. Now it's my privilege to invite our provost, Larry Smith, to recognize our valedictorians. This commencement also marks Larry's final ceremony before his retirement after 23 years of service to Utah State University. Larry, thank you for your commitment to our students and the countless ways you've shaped this institution. Please join me in welcoming Provost Larry Smith.
It is my privilege to recognize the students who are this year's valedictorians. The hallmark of a valedictorian is exceptional academic achievement, demonstrated through consistent high performance, intellectual curiosity, integrity, and leadership. Accompanied by a faculty member of the student's choice, in recognition of that faculty member's profound impact in the student's life, each valedictorian takes their place either on the front row or on the platform. As their names are announced, we ask the students and their faculty escort to rise and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until all valedictorians have been introduced. College of Arts and Sciences, Alexis Lupus, escorted by Professor Scart Bernhardt. College of Engineering, Lorenzo High, escorted by David Ohm. Emma Eccles-Jones, College of Education and Human Services, J.C. Hopkin, escorted by Professor Carrie Jordan. S.J. and Jesse E. Quinney, College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Avery Truman, escorted by Professor Tricia Atwood. John M. Huntsman, School of Business, Chris Davis, escorted by lecturer Melissa Webster. Please join me in congratulating our college valedictorians. Please be seated. During this spring commencement, we are conferring a total of 7,101 degrees to 6,335 students at our campuses across Utah, representing 49 states and 46 countries. Our youngest graduate is 18, and our oldest graduate is 92. Notably, nearly 18% of our graduating class proudly represent the first generation in their families to achieve a college degree. The USU Chamber Singers and University Chorale will now perform You'll Be in My Heart, words and music by Phil Collins, arranged by Ed Lejeski, directed by Dr. Corey Evans, with vocal soloists Tanner Doyle and Grace Weaver, and featuring Adam Bowen on keyboards and Dr. Evans on drums.
Come stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry.
For one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. You'll be in my heart. No matter what they say, you'll be here in my heart always. Why can't they understand the way we feel? They just don't trust what they can't explain. I know we're different, but deep inside us, we're not that different at all. And you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. When destiny calls you, you must be strong. I may not be with you, but you got to hold on. They'll see in time. I know we'll show them together. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Believe me, you'll be in my heart. I'll be there. Stay on
Now and forevermore.
You'll be in my heart. You'll be here in my heart.
I'll be with you.
Always.
I'll be with you. Well, I'll be there for you always.
Always and always. Just look over your shoulder. Look over. Just look over your shoulder. Oh. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder.
Look over your shoulder.
Just look over your shoulder. Look over your shoulder. I'll be there.
Well, thank you again to the USU Chamber Singers and University Chorale. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the valedictorian for our class of 2026, Chris Davis from the John M. Huntsman School of Business.
For the last 4 years, we have fought to sit where we are, and I mean fought. Let's call it what it was. The essays submitted at 11:59. The exams with questions you were confident did not come from lecture. 12-hour hospital clinicals that bled into the night. Or working yourself to the bone just to make another tuition payment. We didn't just earn these seats. We scraped for them. We lost sleep for them. And somewhere along the way, we found out what we were made of. That discovery, that moment when doubt hardens into confidence, that's what I want to talk about today. Because the growth we've each experienced here isn't just academic, it's personal. It's the kind of effect that sets a ripple effect for the rest of our lives. I believe with everything in me that it started the moment we stopped fighting to fit in and started figuring out who we are. Because being different is an advantage, not a weakness. I know that battle personally, and I'd be willing to bet that you do too. So think about that moment you almost quit. The moment you wondered if you were in the right room, the right major, the right life. Hold that feeling for just a second because that's exactly where this story starts. I'm one of 8 children. My parents encouraged us to be ourselves, but when a sister makes Team USA and a brother becomes a collegiate pickleball athlete, being the kid who's passionate about classical music and math feels painfully insignificant. I remember sitting at the piano wondering if what I had to offer was somehow less than, less impressive, less worthy. I felt that gap between who I was and who I thought I was supposed to be every single day. And I was tempted to drop everything I loved to pick up a sport just to blend in. That wrestle was real. But here's what I eventually figured out. That gap was a lie. My perceived weakness was actually the most powerful thing about me. My dedication to music didn't hold me back. That grit took me from being an accompanist to performing on the world stage. The scrappiness I learned playing basketball made me a formidable player to get around defensively. And the one day of the year most people dread, tax day, I looked forward to it. And that love led me straight to accounting. The things that made me strange were the things that forged a uniquely crafted identity called me. Whatever you almost gave up to fit in, that thing might be your greatest weapon. Still, walking into the business school for the first time, I didn't feel like I belonged. My chacos, my long curly hair, my wardrobe, that was basically a walking ad for Columbia. I more closely resembled a rock climber than the type of students I saw around me. I felt that quiet, suffocating voice of imposter syndrome telling me I walked into the wrong building and was in the wrong major. But I kept going. I pushed on. I stayed my course, not because I resigned to fit the mold, but because I decided the mold wasn't the point. I wore chacos nearly every day, including today here at graduation. I didn't style my hair differently, and I fought to stick to my authentic self. Junior year, I applied to many companies in hopes of an internship. Most went nowhere. Then, finally, I got an interview for my dream position, an opportunity I thought would never come. I was ready. I cleaned up my suit, I rehearsed my talking points, and I was going to prove I was a good fit for the company. The interview was a 6 a.m. Zoom call early to accommodate my interviewer. And I thought, you know what? He'll be impressed I'm awake and sharp at this hour. What he won't be able to see, off camera, safely hidden off frame, were my black basketball shorts. What he can't see can't hurt me, or so I thought. Shortly after the interview started, the business partner leaned forward and asked me the one question I wasn't prepared for. Chris, I have dozens of interviews today. Tell me something memorable about you. Any fact, anything. Something unique, not about my GPA, not about my internships, but about me. My heart was pounding rapidly as I told him something genuinely unusual, the fact that I can pick up objects with the points of my elbows due to extra mobility in my shoulders. He looked at me with this puzzled expression I couldn't quite read, and then he asked me to show him. A suit jacket doesn't exactly allow for full range of motion, so I stood up. Yeah. I watched his eyes drop below the frame. And in that moment, I knew he could see my shorts with 2 pale white knees poking out. I felt my stomach fall through the floor. And for a long second, I was completely sure I had just ended my career before it started. Every instinct told me I'd lost the battle. But, please hold. Good enough. Okay. Okay. Every instinct told me I'd lost the battle. Like then. But I didn't stop. I shared my trick, my curiosity, and my genuine belief that I belonged at the firm, even in my pantless dress. I ended the interview certain I'd blown it. 5 days of silence. 5 days of replaying every second of that call. The storm in my overthinking mind was unstoppable. Then he called back with an offer that outbid every offer I had received. I was shocked. He didn't hire me despite the fact that I was different. He hired me because of it. Should I have been fully dressed in a suit? Probably. But my willingness to be unapologetically myself in the most high-stakes moment I'd faced, that's what got me the seat. Utah State gave me that. Not just the education, but the confidence to believe that the person I already was deserved a seat at that table. To every single one of you standing at the edge of your career right now, bring all of it with you. The diploma, yes, but also the quirks, your passions, the things about you that you spent years wondering if you should quietly abandon to fit the room. Don't do it. Those are your most valuable assets. Utah State graduates have gone to perform at Carnegie Hall and found crumble. They've worked at the White House and out of a fighter jet cockpit. They contribute to NASA, compete in the NFL, but also continue multi-generational family farms. They didn't get there by becoming someone else. They got there by becoming more fully themselves. I'll close with a poem I wrote, an invitation of authenticity, of boldness, and of character. It is up to each one of you to decide if you will act or be acted upon. Dare to make a difference. Dare to stand alone. Dare to fight with sweat and grit until the battle's won. Some may dream to fit the mold with every hair in place, but sticking out to be you true is worth the fighting case. The world needs you, the Aggie you, to shy or hide away. It's just not how we do things. That ain't the Aggie way. So find your trail, explore new paths, so many things to choose. But every year, each month, each day, choose the unmolded, unique you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for those inspiring words. Your experience reflects what we strive to create at Utah State, an environment where students are supported, challenged, and able to grow. Each year, our Board of Trustees recognizes individuals who represent the very best of what it means to be an Aggie. Today, we will recognize several individuals with honorary degrees. It is my pleasure to introduce our first honorary degree recipient, Dr. Ara Sarjui, with a brief video. After the video, Ara and trustees J.C. Skinner and Ryan Dent, please join me at the podium.
Coming to Utah State University after being born and raised in Tehran, to be honest with you, at first was a shock. I thought to myself, this is not the United States I've seen in the movies, but the internet didn't exist back then. And so then I arrive in Logan and I think to myself, what did I do? Why am I here? And then I thought, well, I'm here. I might as well make the most of it. And it was really a phenomenal experience to be able to get involved with the International Student Council, join a fraternity, discover student government, the Val R. Christensen Service Center and all the different programs within the Service Center. And as I would discover those, the doors were open and people would welcome me in and say, sure, come on over, get involved. And that is what made Utah State such a remarkable experience and such a memorable part of my life.
He was everywhere, and he was always helpful. Everything I ever saw Ara do, I'll cry to say this, 100% was done with kindness. He absolutely was ecstatic to be there, and when he spoke lovingly of an institution.
Ara really has always been an authentic person. He's always tried to help people understand who he is, at the same time learning, about who other people are. And because of that, he comes across, and in fact is, a very genuine person, and I think that really engages people.
When I became an alum myself, I felt this sense of not just duty, but truly a privilege and an opportunity for me to also become part of this community that holds the door open for future generations of Aggies.
He doesn't do things to get credit for it. He keeps getting credit, which is wonderful and well-deserved, but he really just is who he is.
Every time I'm back on campus and I see what's happening on this beautiful campus, and I see the names that are associated with not just the buildings, but the labs, the classrooms, the bench, and you realize that there are real people out there who love this place and who are keenly interested in ensuring that this amazing education that Utah State offers is continually being passed on to future generations of students.
There is nothing more important than looking at another human and really figuring out what they're communicating to you, and to do something to make it better if you have the power. That encapsulates Ara.
Every single one of you graduates has the ability to have an impact on the world around you. I encourage you to make the most of every moment that is made available to you. And if it's not made available, go get it. Do it. Make a difference, have an impact, make life better for somebody else. And when you do that, you will feel so much joy that then you don't want to stop, and you will keep doing it. You are at this juncture today celebrating your graduation with an awesome degree, and the world is now your playing field. Go get it, and in the process, do good.
Dr. Ara Sergiui, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Utah and the Utah State University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next honorary degree recipients, Joyce V. and Dr. Stan L. Albrecht, with a short video. After the video, will Joyce and Stan and trustees Gina Gagan, Clark Whitworth, Luke Johnson, and Brett Hughey please join me at the podium.
When you talk about being a first-generation student, and I think a lot about that and say, all right, kid growing up in Fremont, going to a Little Rock schoolhouse with 2 classrooms, going to Wayne High School, and later having the opportunity to serve as a university president. You know, what an incredible, life-changing experience, education, higher education was for me.
Well, we arrived a little over 26 years ago with a lot of hope, and I had no idea the journey that would take me. The opportunity to champion the arts, to grow the scholarship support and the facilities, not just for the art majors, but for all the students.
Stan and Joyce as a team, you can't say one without the other. And it's their work together that transformed the face of this university like no other president in its history.
They both have great passion for the university, number one, but they have great passion and great concern for the students, for the donors, for the alums, and that carries over into their relationship. And Stan cares and respects greatly for what Joyce does, and Joyce cares and respects greatly for what Stan did in their dual roles.
And I think one of the things that we appreciated most and that we shared most completely was working together to create the Kane College of the Arts.
When I became dean of the college and found out that Joyce had been assigned as our advancement officer, I was delighted. She taught me everything I know about advancement, about working with donors whose passions relate to what we do. She is one in a million and just became a very dear, as did Stan, personal friend.
I think the thing that brought me the most joy was having the opportunity to spend time with the students. We started a tradition of bringing in small groups of students to our home. We'd sit around the dining room, we'd talk about their experiences, we'd talk about their challenges and their triumphs and their hopes and their dreams for the future. And of course, I always served my signature brownies, which they seemed to enjoy. It was inspiring, and it reinforced the idea that USU is really making a difference in the lives of these students, and it will make a difference in the future leaders of the world.
The impact that Stan and Joyce have had on Utah State University is lasting, and it isn't just going to last during the time that they served. Their legacy that they're leaving to Utah State University will go on for many, many, many years to come.
The important thing about an education is that it prepares us to deal with change. It prepares us to deal with new opportunities that come our way. Each of our students will face one or many of those kinds of career-changing, life-changing experiences in life. Purpose of higher education, at least one of the purposes of higher education, is to prepare them to navigate those changes.
Embrace every opportunity that comes your way, not just the ones that help you professionally, but the ones that give you an opportunity to make a difference in your communities and in the world. And I think more than ever before, the world needs your talent, and they especially need your compassion.
Joyce V. Albrecht and Stan L. Albrecht, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Utah and Utah State University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the honorary degrees of Doctor of Humane Letters and Doctor of Education, respectively. Congratulations. We are also honored to recognize Bobby J. Wagner. In addition to serving as our commencement speaker, Bobby will receive an honorary doctorate from Utah State University in recognition of his extraordinary achievements and impact. You'll learn more about his story in the video that follows. After the video, will Bobby and trustees Tessa White and Casey Maloof please join me at the podium?
I had a dream, and the dream would have stopped had Utah State not given me an opportunity.
A 4-year starter and 3-time All-WAC honoree, Wagner graduated from Utah State with a degree in entrepreneurship and finished his Aggie career tied for the all-time school record with 446 tackles and helped bring Utah State to its first bowl game in 14 years.
If it wasn't for Utah State, none of this would even be possible.
14 years, 1 Super Bowl ring, 10 Pro Bowls, 11 All-Pro selections, and a spot on the NFL's All-Decade team for the 2010s, cementing his place among the greatest defenders of his generation. But for Bobby Wagner, the scoreboard was never the whole story. While playing in the NFL, Wagner completed his MBA from Howard University because he believes that learning never stops.
If you look at every single successful story, whether it's business, sports, doesn't matter, everybody has the same thing. They always ask questions and they're always consistent learning. And the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing.
When his mother passed away his freshman year at USU, Wagner turned that loss into purpose. Fast 54 and the Phenia May Fund carry her legacy forward, supporting youth wellness and bringing stroke awareness to every city he has called home.
I try to let the people that, kind of guided me consciously and subconsciously throughout my life, I let them know so they know how much they impacted me.
He's been nominated 4 times for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, the NFL's highest honor for community impact. This year, he won it. Utah State was where his dream got its chance.
Whatever your dream is, go for it. Whether it's to be the best artist in the world, the best doctor in the world, the best athlete in the world, go for it. You have a community of people that's behind you and they're excited to see you win when you do.
Please welcome Super Bowl champion, Walter Payton Man of the Year, and Aggie legend, Bobby Wagner.
Bob. Bobby J. Wagner, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Utah and the Utah State University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. Congratulations.
Hello, everybody. If you didn't know, my name is now Dr. Bobby Wagner. And a family member that's here, you got to change my name in your phone as Doctor now. So I will no longer be answering back to Bobby. It will be Doctor only. I remember being in these seats a long time ago, and my goal is to see if I can hold your attention for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna do my best. It was funny walking around campus and seeing all the beautiful things that you guys have now that I didn't have. I see you guys even getting a Target. So congratulations to you guys. I just had Walmart. No disrespect to Walmart if y'all listening to this. Yeah, just walking around. I remember always being at the field house and the hyper. And, you know, if I would have told you that I would be here in this moment with everything that's been accomplished, I probably would have laughed at you because I almost didn't even come here. It took a lot of convincing, a little bit of threatening, but more convincing. You know, when you come from Ontario, California, where there is nothing but sun, and the only experience that you have of snow is cartoons. I took my trip out here, and I had the pleasure of coming into this amazing building and watching J.C. Carroll. I think he scored 2,000 points the night that I came. And I saw, like, all the fans and all, like, just everybody to cheer. And, you know, it was just such a beautiful experience. And then I walked outside, and I saw snow. And it's not like the cartoons. You know, in the cartoons, when you walk on snow, they walk, and it's cool. I tried to step on the snow, and I fell into the snow. And, you know, I came on my trip with my mom, and we went around campus. You know, obviously, my mom didn't care about the snow. She didn't care about, obviously, she cared about academics. She didn't care about any of the things that I was complaining about. All she cared about was education. And so we were at the top of the hill, and they had, you know, some of the guys go out and sled down the hill. Again, I'd never seen snow. I didn't even know what to do to go down the hill. And the coach took us into the back of the room, and they offered me a scholarship right there on the spot. And, you know, he left the room so he can talk to my mom. And my mom was like, "What you thinking?" I'm like, "Nah, I can't do this. I can't do the snow." And she was like, "Well, this is the only scholarship that you have." And I said, "I'll take my chances." And she told me that I either accepted the scholarship or I wasn't coming back home. So back then, there was no Ubers. There was no NIL. I wasn't getting paid. So, you know, I accepted the scholarship. And one of the things that taught me was sometimes the place that you least expect to be is the place that you're exactly supposed to be. And ever since then, when I first stepped on campus as an Aggie, everybody, the students, the teachers, my coaches, they accepted me as one. And I felt the love and I felt the energy from Utah State, like being able to go to games, softball games. Obviously, when we played, having the fans, when I played, the fans were behind us. So every time we made a good play, we got to go talk trash with the fans. I heard they switched it. And so this was exactly where I wanted to be. And I took pride in being from Utah State. And, you know, I got offended every single time when I made it to the league, and they would ask me, where did you go to school at? And I said, I went to Utah State. And they was like, oh, the red team? I'm like, no. Like, that's the Utes. I don't even know what a Ute is. Then they were like, oh, the other school, BYU? I'm like, no. Who want to be represented by 3 initials? Nobody cares about that. I'm like, Utah State, Aggies. And they was like, oh, the bull? Yeah, don't ask me why it's an Aggie bull. I don't know. It works for us. If you're not us, then we don't need you. So it doesn't matter. And so, man, I went through this beautiful journey, and, you know, I was able to play all 4 years at school. I was really, really driven. Wanted to finish my degree before I left because I knew a lot of players didn't get their degree. And, you know, I got my degree, and I graduated, and I was proud of that. And I moved on to trying out for the league. And everybody sees the beautiful or all the accolades, and everybody sees the, the Pro Bowls and things like that. But again, that story almost didn't start as well. When I was working out for the combine and trying to make it to the combine, I was working out in Florida, and then I got homesick. I didn't like being on the East Coast. I came back to, I worked out in Arizona, and somehow, I don't know how, I got pneumonia in Arizona. I don't know how that happened. I don't know, but I ended up being in the hospital the day I was supposed to report for the combine. I had to check into the hospital because the pneumonia was that bad, and I found out my kidneys were failing. And I had to watch everybody that I was going to compete with run their 40, jump their vertical, and all numbers I could have beat. And in that moment, I was like, man, I felt like my dream was over. But, I had amazing people that pushed me and told me that the dream wasn't over. And so I was able to get out of the hospital and do my pro day. And I had to visit all the teams. I had to visit I visited like 16 teams in 17 days. And Seattle was the last team, and I was burnt out. And that was the absolute worst trip that I had. I mean, I don't think I answered a question good, and I couldn't tell if they liked me or not. And, a coach had said something to me that made me mad, and I was just like, all right, well, I hope I get drafted by somebody else. I'm going to whoop you every single chance I get. But when they drafted me, one of the coaches that was challenging me on my trip, he told me it was just a test to see if I could handle the pressure. And out of all the people that they talked trash to, I was the only one that talked trash back. And they liked it. So turned me into a Seahawk, you know what I mean? So I was trying to think about when I was sitting here, and I was thinking about what I wanted to say to you guys outside of those stories. Something that I wish people would have told me when I was in college was the power of networking. It's funny because when we growing up and we was kids, we would don't talk to strangers. And then when we grow up, talking to strangers is called networking. And I'm like, okay. And so I walked into the locker room one day, and I was fortunate to play with some really cool teammates. And I walked into the locker room, and Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin were talking about how great Stanford was. And they were talking about the connection they made at this event. And it had me think, like, man, there was somebody that, I remember when I was here, we switched from whatever we were before to Nike. And the reason why we did that was because a guy named Charlie Denson, he was a Utah State alum, and he was the president of Nike. And so I was like, I'm gonna track him down. And so I reached out to everybody that I knew that could get in contact with him. And somehow I got in contact with him. And he took my call, and we had a conversation, and he told me he was gonna be in Portland for a day. And, he was gonna leave for a month. And he said, if I was in Portland, let him know. I wasn't in Portland, but he didn't know that. And so I told him I was in Portland, and then after I got off the phone, I drove 3 hours to get to Portland and act like I was been there. And we had this amazing conversation, and he opened so many doors for me. Everything that I've been able to accomplish business-wise was because of him. He connected me with a lot of people in Seattle, and those people connected me to other people who connected me to other people. And so I tell you guys how important networking is, because you never know what person can open that door. And you have a group of people, in this Aggie family that want to see you win and want to see you successful in any field. We have all fields, from business to science to everything, doctors, me being a doctor as well. There's so many people that want to connect, and I often see the the thing that stops people from reaching out is they scared to get turned down. If you get turned down, who cares? You know, it's a no. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they say no, the next person will say yes. And so I encourage you to reach out, cold call people. Don't be afraid. You never know who's going to answer the door. You never know who's going to help you. And I truly believe that the Aggie alum and this Aggie family is something beautiful that we should appreciate and we should really take into account, because they want to see you win, just like I want to see you guys win. And like do that. It's fun. It's fun to be able to talk trash to every other school. Like, I tell them, I don't know, Stanford's cool, but it's not Utah State. You know what I mean? So, I really hope you guys, you know, really go out and try to network and try to find people in your field, because most people don't even know that they can be helped because they don't take the chance. So take the chance. Even if you want to take the chance with me, I don't know if I can help you every field. I just became a doctor today, but I can help you. I just got LinkedIn too, so y'all, I'm figuring out how to do it. So I'll just accept you and we'll figure it out. But I want to leave you guys with, you know, we go to school all the time and we try to get great grades, and it is amazing. I'm pretty sure the teachers love seeing A's. Helps the school keep going. But it's not always just about knowledge, it's about how you use the knowledge. You know, I think a lot of people would tell me a story growing up about how Bill Gates dropped out of school, and then you realize he was like the top in his class. Like, he was like the smartest person that read like 3 books in like 5 minutes. I'm like, he didn't just drop out of school. So, you know, learn the things that you need to learn, but understand it's how you use that knowledge that's going to take you as far as you want to go. And believe in yourself, because there's going to be challenges. This is, you know, it's a beautiful time. You graduate, and I'm pretty sure y'all been waiting to get out them doors and tired of them teachers telling you to turn that paper in at 11:59. And, you know, they don't really do it like high school, threatening your parents, because now they can't do that no more. But, you know, but when you go into the real world, you're going to have real challenges. Some people, you're going to lose family members, or you're going to have hardship. But none of that means anything if you believe in yourself and you keep putting one foot in front of the other. And understand that you have a family, whether it's your actual family or this Aggie family behind you, wanting to see you win, because I love when I'm looking at TV and I see they say, oh, it's Bobby Wagner from the Utah State University. Like, people would get mad at me when I took the D, but like, you guys don't understand how special this college is and how much this means to me, and how much none of this in my life would have been possible if it wasn't for Utah State. From the students to my coaches to my family, like, this would not be possible. And I'm here because I took a chance. I'm here because there was people that believed in me, and I just want to see us win. And I always have the song, I Believe That We Can Win. And it's really us together, always trying to win, trying to show those other Utah places that they not Utah State. So congratulations on everything that you've accomplished so far, but understand it is just the beginning. You have so much to accomplish, and I believe that we will win. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wagner. for being here today. Your leadership and inspiring words truly embody the spirit of an Aggie. Graduates, believe it or not, yours truly donned a cap and gown on the 3rd floor of Old Main with my fellow political science graduates. Yeah, poli-sci. On June 10th, 1995. We processed across the quad and to the spectrum. I distinctly remember the flutter of surprise seeing my favorite faculty in their much fancier regalia congratulating us as we entered the tunnel. The accomplishment, anticipation, and anxiety I felt sitting in this very spot almost 31 years ago as a first-generation college graduate are as palpable for me today as they were then, and I sense similar feelings in you. Now, I thought I remembered who our commencement speaker was in 1995, but I looked it up and turns out I was wrong. But I'm certain they weren't a Super Bowl champion and Walter Payton Man of the Year. So even though I clearly don't remember all of the words that were spoken when I graduated, I'm determined to share one piece of advice with you that will hopefully settle into your memory and inspire you to act big when you most need it. It's the story of the monkey and the pedestal, popularized by Astro Teller of Google's Moonshot Factory and the author Seth Godin. So, imagine you've been given the monumental task of teaching a monkey to stand on a pedestal, one-legged, which I'm doing behind this podium you can't see, and juggle flaming torches in the middle of the quad. Okay, that's your task. Now, most ambitious people think they know just how to start. They're good at logistics. They go to the hardware store and buy the finest lumber. They spend weeks sanding, staining, and polishing until that pedestal is a work of art. They post it on Insta, and everyone says, wow, look at that world-class pedestal. But here's the problem. They haven't actually done anything yet. Building a pedestal is easy. It's certain. We know exactly how it's going to turn out. But the monkey, training a primate to balance one leg while throwing fire, that is the moonshot. So this lesson is simple. Work on the monkey first. In your future, you'll be tempted to build pedestals. You'll be drawn to the comfort of safe work because you're afraid the monkey might not actually juggle. That monkey represents the things that matter, the innovative idea, the difficult ethical decision, or the world-changing discovery. It's the bold career pivot, the next credential that sets you apart, or the vital investment in your own personal well-being. We polish pedestals because they're certain. We avoid the monkey because that's vulnerable. But if you spend years building a beautiful, safe pedestal only to find out that your monkey is afraid of fire, you haven't just failed. You've wasted your most precious resource, your time. Aggies of 2026, don't build the pedestal to hide from the hard work. If your project is going to fail, let it fail on day 1, not day 10,000. Look at your to-do list with all of the Aggie grit you can muster and find the item that scares you the most. Then, don't go to the hardware store for wood. The world doesn't need more pedestals. It needs people brave enough to take on the impossible challenges. So go find your fire-juggling monkey. I never dreamed when I was sitting where you are that I would be standing where I am. Take the risk, unlock the amazing potential that you have curated as a graduate of Utah State University. Tackle the monkey first. Go Aggies. So graduates, we're now to the moment you've been waiting for as you transition from students to alumni. As your degree is conferred upon you, please take a moment to think of the generations of Aggie alumni who have blazed the path and consider how you, as a graduate, can pay it forward to those who follow. We will now proceed with the conferring of the degrees for the class of 2026. The candidates for graduate and bachelor's degrees from the schools and colleges of the university, along with those receiving associate degrees and certificates, will be presented by Provost Larry Smith. Presentation of diplomas and the recognition of individual graduates has already taken place at our 7 statewide graduation programs and will take place during college convocations tomorrow and Friday. Candidates, as your degree and colleges are called, please stand and remain standing until all colleges have been presented.
Will all candidates for an associate degree in general studies, a bachelor's degree in integrated studies, or a certificate please rise and remain standing? Will all candidates for undergraduate and graduate degrees in the S.J. and Jesse E. Quinney College of Agriculture and Natural Resources please rise and remain standing? Will all candidates for undergraduate and graduate degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise and remain standing? Will all candidates for undergraduate and graduate degrees in the John M. Huntsman School of Business please rise and remain standing? Will all candidates for undergraduate and graduate degrees in the College of Engineering please rise and remain standing? Will all candidates for undergraduate and graduate degrees in the M. Eccles Jones College of Education and Human Services please rise and remain standing? And from our newest college, the College of Veterinary Medicine, will our second class of 4 graduates please rise? President Mortensen, the students present here today, as well as others listed in the program, have fulfilled all the requirements for the degrees in their respective schools and colleges. I therefore recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred upon them.
In the name of Utah State University, upon the recommendation of its faculty and by the authority of the Utah Board of Higher Education, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate certificate and degree. As a symbol of your achievement, graduates, please move the tassels from the right side of your cap to the left side. Congratulations. Congratulations. You may now be seated. Graduates, for the next 3 nights, we'll have the A on Old Main lit blue for each and every one of you, just as we did over the last 2 weeks for our statewide graduation ceremonies. We will now conclude the ceremony by singing the Utah State University Alma Mater hymn, performed by the USU Chamber Singers, University Chorale, and Wind Orchestra, followed by everyone's favorite Aggie tradition, the Scotsman. So please rise and remain standing. After the Scotsman, graduates, please follow Big Blue to the Agassiz Legacy Fields. Guests, please remain standing until all platform guests have departed the building. You may meet your graduates on the Legacy Field south of the Spectrum. Congratulations again, class of 2026. Go Aggies.